Welcome, friends, to Metropolis. Here we see the purple Zerg specimen Vortex on the top side spawn, and over here on the left side spawn, it's going to be Empire Aristio playing as the blue Zerg for Empire.
That's right. So the first Zerg player, the first non-Terran player, as a matter of fact, for Empire thus far in the set. And I like the thought of giving Vortex a ZVZ look, but we've seen in recent tournaments that he's pretty good at that, too. He's the only Zerg player to take a game from Stefano at the WCS Europe. He won some pretty high-profile sets at DreamHack Valencia as well, so this guy's pretty good at that, too.
Yeah, he's a very well-balanced player, obviously doing a great job against Koss in the last game. Now he's got to show off his ZVZ. Vortex does prefer the purple Zerg, as does Sheth, and Stefano usually goes pink, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so it's always fun to see what colors players prefer. Some players don't care at all; they'll just stick to whatever. Gumiho is one of the few that actually uses orange as his favorite color.
I like it though. Yeah. I always play green. If you're curious, so
okay.
What do you play?
I really don't have much preference. I think blue actually looks good on Terran. And that's what I play the most, so I usually do just let it stay as blue.
I'm one of the players that, like, if there's if everyone's choosing colors, I'll just choose green, but I don't care if someone else has chosen it, or I don't fight for my color or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are still some color options missing from StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
White, brown. There was like a black, like dark gray color that's gone
steel
now.
Almost.
Yeah. So we're kind of limited in our color choices here.
Oh, heavens, no.
Yeah, I actually did play brown Zerg in Brood War because I thought Hydralisks and stuff looked better as gross animals, and brown just
because then they look consistent. Like there was no color change across the entire thing. So. Well, pretty consistent builds out of both these guys so far. The only real difference is that after the hatch and pool, Aristio is not going for gas yet. So, okay, a little bit later, quite a bit later, I should say, than his opponent, about 25 seconds behind. So, of course, Vortex will have his Zergling speed, all of his tech, quite a bit faster than Aristio does.
Yeah, but, I mean, still hatch timing and spawning pool timing still very, very close. It's going to be a matter of how many lings they actually want to produce early on before the Baneling Nest that we usually see sprouts up for both players. And it looks like Vortex, with that gas being prepared a lot earlier, will give him the opportunity to get a Baneling Nest up faster and potentially be a bit more aggressive against Aristio.
And whenever you go hatch first like this, you do have to have that Baneling Nest, even just to stay defensive. Otherwise, we've seen players that have tried to go for Roach first, and they just get steamrolled by Speedling Baneling players.
Banelings are just too quick for Roaches. Usually, you can just dodge them and get around. Roach speed is just lair tech. So Vortex is actually going to get Zergling speed before any Baneling Nest action, though.
And important to note, he's actually leaving all 3 workers on gas. This is normally the time when players will pull off of that, reinvest back in their Zerglings, get everything in place, maybe keep 1 on there just for a couple additional Banelings. But Vortex has a plan for this gas, and I'm not sure what it is yet. A lot of players have been choosing mutas recently, so maybe we'll see a big transition in that regard. But Aristio is doing like everything that I would have expected, pulled off at exactly 100 gas.
Yeah, and as both players continue to harvest gas, Aristio now actually quitting, we can see that Vortex is most likely going to be putting up that Baneling Nest and then saving some lings that he's run in here with. He's got a couple of them up there. If he can manage to hide 1 or 2 of them, not going to happen in this case, though, as the Queen is going to go ahead and hunt them down and actually not finish off either of them. He could still hide them and make Banelings. 2 Evo chambers for Vortex, actually. He could go power lings instead.
Yeah, and he is actually bypassing the Baneling Nest for a while, so this is a very creative, very crazy build out of Vortex so far. I wonder what his plan is. There we go. There's gas number 2. So probably gas 2 layer tech, and then gas 3 and 4 is what we've been seeing out of a bunch of people.
Range +1 weapons? Okay.
Maybe 2 base infester?
Weird. No. I do remember a time when there was a ZVZ build that Damaga would do, where you just get +1 melee super duper fast and kind of try to avoid using Banelings if he could, and I just called them Damagalings, like +1, +0 lings were just Damagalings for like a good 6-month stretch of the beta and retail. But Roach Warren coming up now for Vortex. No Baneling Nest or Roach Warren for Aristio.
Who does Vortex think he is? Nesty? I don't even. one. He's bypassing the Baneling Nest, though, which does mean he's susceptible at the beginning. But this is the luckiest of lucky scenarios for him. Maybe it's because he has such good read on his opponent.
He did scout.
No.
I mean, he had those 2 Lings in there.
Yeah, but I mean, he only saw 1 gas at the time. There should be a Baneling Nest coming up. So he doesn't know that his opponent's quad gassing right now, but now he does, and he is so lucky. He knows that he's going to be able to pull this off perfectly. No, he didn't actually see the gas. I take that back.
I mean, when he was in there, he didn't see any makings of Baneling Nest. Now he does see the last gas, and it looks like Aristio is going to go for that power Ling +1/+1 early thing before getting the lair, but 11, 12 roaches coming from Vortex. This actually could be open and shut.
A 1/1/2 base roach all in. This is a new one on me. And I know someone's going to be like shouting at me, "Didn't you see the Zotac Cup where Vortex pulled this off?" And no, I didn't. I'm sorry. So this is a crazy, crazy build to me at least, and he is going to move in with a ton of speedlings, a lot of well-upgraded roaches, and Aristio, he just has nothing on the map. He's going for that more conventional 3-base layer tech and into likely Mutas, but could be Infestors afterwards. Oh, he does have melee attack, so probably Mutas.
Yeah, he's going the sort of +1/+1 upgrade like I thought Vortex might be doing, but instead, you know, we see a big old batch of roaches. I'm not sure what Aristio's actually seen so far, but here we go. The roaches are nearly in position. Ling's going to run in first to see what kind of front he's got to face. He actually baited the Lings back away from the Queens and the Spinecrawlers, so a couple of Lings getting thinned out right at the beginning. The roaches are going to start to focus. Was it the Spinecrawler or the Queen? I'm not sure, but either way, they're doing a lot of damage getting these Lings down very, very quickly.
Wow. So 1/1 roach timing, a bunch of Spinecrawlers coming up, but one is killed before it even finishes. The second that was already completed does go down. The Queens are falling very quickly. Vortex is running through here without much of an opposition. Aristio not able to get any counter damage done. He actually denies the base down at the bottom at the same time, and Vortex is, well, he's kind of rolling to victory.
Yeah, it only takes 2 volleys from that number of roaches to actually be able to kill a Spinecrawler, so even if more get put up, it's going to be very, very quickly killed. Vortex doesn't need to build any more roaches. He is actually going to go ahead and upgrade +2 ranged weapons, though, while this is continuing, just in case this does continue much longer. But the Ling follow-up, taking out lots of drones. Even with this macro hatch here, I don't think Aristio can get the unit count necessary to stop a 40 supply deficit. There's the GG, and Vortex has taken 2 in a row now from Empire.
Yes, he has, and that's not the best indication of Aristio's skill. Aristio's a really, really good Zerg player. That was just